Assalamu alaikum students. Welcome to the mathematics class. Today is our second lecture, which is lecture number 2. We will be continuing with the chapter addition and subtraction. If you remember, in our last lecture, which was lecture number 1, we actually began this chapter, addition and subtraction. And we were done with section A of this chapter. So today we will be starting section B. So kindly open page number 36 of your book. Open page number 36, which is section B of your book. Okay, so let's proceed and start learning subtraction. In the previous lecture, we actually learned addition, how to add different numbers. I taught you two different methods. The first method was the breaking method. You actually break any number into two different numbers, and using the two numbers you add the numbers in different ways. And then I taught you another method, which was actually using the place value method. You transfer the ones or the tens, and you actually add the two or more numbers. So subtraction is the same, a little bit difference, but again the methods are same. Again, in subtraction we will be using the breaking method, and the second method would be the place value method. So let's begin with the breaking method. So for example, I have 15 minus 9. Now what I need to do is I need to subtract 9 from 15. 15 minus 9. So the simple, the easy way which you have been doing for so long is that you simply subtract 9 from 15 and you get 6. That's the most direct way you use in maths. But let's use a particular method. Whenever you are asked to use a method, whenever you are asked in a question, explain your method, so you need to state a particular method. So what is the method for subtraction? Again, just like addition, I break any number. For example, I have told you even in addition that I always break the bigger number. So in this case, 15 and 9, the bigger number is 15. So I will break 15 into two numbers. So in this case, I have used 10 and 5. So you know that 10 plus 5 is 15, right? 10 plus 5 is 15. So I broke 15 into two numbers, 10 and 5, because I know 10 plus 5 is 15. So once I have broken 15 into two numbers, 10 and 5, now I'm not going to use 15. Instead, I am going to use 10 and 5 for the subtraction purpose. Okay, so instead of using 15, first what I do, I use 10. Again, I use the bigger number. 10 minus 9 is what? 10 minus 9 is 1. Okay, after you got 1, you know that I actually added 10 to 5 to get 15, right? So we have the plus sign here, right? We have the plus sign here. So once I'm done with the minus thing, once I'm done with the subtraction thing, I will add the answer to 5. So I got 1 from 10 minus 9. Now I'm going to add 5 plus 1 is 6. So my final answer is 15 minus 9 is equals to 6. Okay, let's take another example that would make things clear for you. We have 465 minus 198. So the direct way is simple. You just simply subtract 198 from 465, you get 267. The direct method is simple. You got the answer. But what if in the question you have been asked to actually show a method, explain your method? The question would be like this. So you have to show a method. So the breaking method is to be learned. So what I do, 465 minus 198, I always break the bigger number. That would make things easier for you. So break the bigger number, 465. Okay, if I break 465, let's say I am breaking it into 200 and 265. 200 plus 265 is 465. I can also write 465. There are many ways you can break 465. You can write 465 because I know 400 plus 65 is 465. You can write for 265 and 200. I know 265 plus 200 is again 465. So you can use any pair. Okay. So in this case, if I have used 265 and 200, now once I have broken 465, I'm not going to use it right now. Let's just cancel it. 265 and 200. Now first of all, choose the bigger number and do the subtraction thing. 265 minus 198. 265 minus 198 is 67. Now the answer is to be added with 200. Why? Because there was a plus sign between these two numbers, right? Adding these two numbers meant 465. That means there was a plus sign here. So the plus sign is to be used now. 200 plus our previous answer. 200 plus 67 is 267. That means our final answer is 465 minus 198 is equals to 267. So the thing is, first of all, what you do, the simplest way to actually solve these problems is that whenever you have been given any subtraction question, okay, you have been asked, okay, subtract 198 from 465. First of all, in your rough work, what you do, you actually find the direct answer. Okay, you get 267. I hope you know how to subtract directly. So you get 267. Okay, so you know your answer is just right, it's just perfect. Now what you do, if you have been asked explain your method, so you actually do the breaking thing. Okay, you know I have broken 465 into 265 and 200. Now what I do, I choose the bigger number, I subtract it from 198, and then I add the answer with 200. I got 267. So my answer is 267. Is that exactly the same as my direct answer? Are two answers same? Is my method answer same as my direct answer? Yes, they both are same. That means my method is just perfect. I've done the right thing. Okay, if your direct answer, which should be right obviously, it's not equals to your method answer, that means something is wrong with your method, correct? And the two answers should be same. So this is actually something I've told you to make things easier for you, and so that your answers are. Let's take another example, 17 minus 3. Now again I need to solve this problem. So what I do, I choose the bigger number, I break it into 2. 10 plus 7 is 17, simple as that. Okay, you know 10 plus 7 is 17. Now once I have broken 17, I'm not going to use it, let's just cancel it. 10 minus 3 is 7, as I've done it like this. Okay, and the remaining answer should be added with 7 because I know there was a plus sign between. So 10 minus 3 is 7, and 7 plus 7 is 14. So that means my answer is 17 minus 3 is 14. This is the answer I got through this entire method, which is 14. Okay, let's solve it directly. 17 minus 3. What is 17 minus 3? Do it in your rough work. You get 14. Yes, you do get 14. That means my answer through the method thing is correct. Okay. 12 minus 7. 12 minus 7, again I break the bigger number. I write 10 and 2. Okay. If there was 13, I would have written 10 and 3, 14, 10 and 4, like this. Now the bigger number should be subtracted. 10 minus 7 is 3, and the remaining, the answer should be added with the second number. So 3 plus 2 is 5. That means 12 minus 7 is equals to 5. Okay, let's solve it directly in our rough work. 12 minus 7, what do you get? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so my answer is right, it's 5. 12 minus 7 is 5. I get the same answer through my direct work. I get the same answer from the method work. That means my answer is perfect. Okay, so this is that easy. Okay, we are done with the breaking method, how to break the number and get our answer. Now let's find out how to solve this place value thing. This thing we actually did in the addition as well. Okay, now let's see how do we subtract two numbers using the place value method. Okay, so we have two numbers, 427 and 182. We have two numbers, 427 and 182. You can see here. Okay, 487 and 182. Okay, So see, I have actually written the place values together with the number. 4 is standing on the hundreds place, 2 on the tens place, 7 on the ones place, then 182, 1 on the hundreds, 8 on the tens, and 2 on the ones. Okay. Now, obviously, just like in addition, you add the ones with the ones, you add the tens with the tens, and hundreds with the hundreds. So in this case also, in subtraction, ones would be subtracted with the ones. So 7 minus 2, always start from the ones and then move on to the back. Okay, always start from the ones and then tens and then hundreds and then thousands. Okay, start from the right hand side. So in this case, you have 7 minus 2. What is 7 minus 2? If I have 7 ones, see, you can see in the diagram. I've already shown you in the diagram. If you've got 7 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have 7 ones here, and I am going to subtract 2 ones. That means that 7 minus 2, if I cancel the 2, how many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means 7 minus 2 is 5 ones. So 5 ones. See, in our answer we have got 5 ones. Now let's look at the tens. So the tens thing, if you look at the tens, we have 2 tens minus 8 tens. Now if I have got only 2 tens, how am I going to subtract 8 tens from it? I have only 2 tens. I have only 2. So how am I going to cut and cancel 8? There are only 2. So in this case, what do? I really need to cancel 2 from 8, but I don't have the material, right? So in this case, what I do, I look at the hundreds portion. Look at the hundreds column. In the hundreds column, how many hundreds do we have? We have 4 hundreds and we need to cancel 100 from it, right? We have 400, we need to cancel 100. But let's just forget the cancelling part. Initially we have 400s, right? So if we have 400s here, so what if I transfer 100 to the tens column? If I will transfer 100 to the tens column, then obviously the tens would increase, and then I can always cancel 8 tens from it, right? Am I right? If I transfer 100 to the tens column, the number of tens would increase, and then I can always cancel the 8 tens from the tens. Okay. So if I transfer 100 to the tens column, how many tens would it become? What is 100? How many tens? So if I transfer, okay, what was I saying? What is 100? How many tens it is? How many tens is 100? 100 is equals to 10 tens, right? 100 is how many tens? 10 tens. If you combine 10 tens, you will get 100. So look at this. If I transfer 100 to the tens column, how many tens do I get? 10 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 tens. So transferring the 100 to the tens column means I get how many tens? 10 more tens. So how many tens are there in total? 10 plus the initial 2. 2 tens plus 10 tens is how many tens? 12 tens. Okay. Now can I cancel the 8 tens from it? Can I cancel 8 tens? Obviously. So I cancel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I cancel the 8 tens. So how many tens are remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see I've got 4 tens. Okay. So I'm done with the ones, 5 ones. I'm done with the tens, 4 tens. Now let's look at the hundreds. In the hundreds column, initially in the starting, how many hundreds did we have? We had 4 hundreds, right? We had 4 hundreds. From 427 we had 4 hundreds. Now when I actually transferred the 100 to the tens column, how many hundreds were remaining? There were only 3 hundreds remaining. You can see 4 is being cutted. There are only 300s remaining. Now from this 300s, I am going to cancel the 100 from 182. From the 182, the 100 is to be cancelled from the remaining 300s. So what is 3 minus 1? If from the 300s, you can see I've got 300s, 1, 2, 3. If I cancel the 1, how many are remaining? 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. So what is my final answer? 245. 245. So that means 427 minus 182 is 245. So this is how you do using the place value method. You actually take every single value from every single place. You consider it. You cancel the ones from the ones. You cancel the tens from the tens. You cancel the hundreds from the hundreds, and you. So in this case, we have two numbers, 635 and 481. I've got two numbers, 635 and 481. So I need to subtract these. Again, what do? I distribute the digits into their separate place values. 635, 600s, 3 tens, 5 ones, 481, 400s, 8 tens and 1 ones. Okay, now subtract the ones from the ones, subtract the tens from the tens, hundreds from the hundreds. 5 ones minus 1 ones. If I subtract 5 ones and if I've got 5 ones and I cancel 1 ones, how many are remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 ones. Okay, then 3 minus 8. 3 tens minus 8 tens. Can you subtract 8 from 3? I've already got 3 tens. So how can I cancel 8 from it? I cannot. I've only got 3. How can I cancel 8? 8 is bigger, right? So in this case again, I have taught you this thing. If we don't have enough material, what do? We switch to the left side and we transfer some material to the right side. So in this case, if I have not got enough tens, what do? I switch to the 100 side. I take 100 to the 10 side. Okay, so what will I do? I take 100. I've got 600s here, right? I've got 600s here. See, there was 100 as well here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And what do? I take 100 to the tens column. Okay, I take 100 to the tens column. Now you know that what is 100? How many tens is there? How many tens is 100? 100 is 10 tens. Okay, 100 is how many tens? 100 is 10 tens. So now there is an increase in tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tens. So I've got 10 tens and then I've got even 3 tens from this number, right? Okay, now there are how many tens in total? 10 plus 3 is 13. So you just cancel 8 tens from it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how many tens are remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tens are remaining. This means we have 4 ones, 5 tens. Now let's see how many hundreds are there. Initially we had 600s, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from 635. Now what did I do? I transferred 100 to the tens column, right? So how many were remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now from these 500s I need to cancel 400s, right? From 481 I need to cancel 400s from 500s. So if I cancel 1, 2, 3 and 4, how many are remaining? Only 100 is remaining. So I write 100 here. So what is the number? 154. 154. So you can see the answer is 635 minus 481 is 154. So this is how you use the place value method. Okay, you distribute the digits into their separate place values, and then what you do, you cancel the ones from the ones, tens from the tens, hundreds from the hundreds, and then if in case there is not enough material in any column. For example, if you did not have enough material in the ones column, let's say I am just giving you an example. I had 2 ones and I needed to cancel 6 ones from it. Sorry, I had 2 ones and I needed to cancel 6 ones from it. So I cannot do that, right? So in this case, what would I do? I would go to the left side. I would transfer 110 to the ones column. If I transfer 110 to the ones column, so how many ones would it become? What is 110? How many ones? 110 is equals to 10 ones. So 10 plus the remaining 2 ones, 12 ones, and then you can cancel the 6 ones from it. So the thing is that whenever there is not enough material in any place, you move to the left side, you transfer 110 or you transfer 100 or you transfer 1000 to the right side, and you make the material enough for the cancellation purpose. Okay, so this entire thing has been explained in this section, so you can read it and make things further clear for you. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Let's revise. It's time to revise. We have learned enough. We have learned the 2 basic methods, so I hope that this revision portion would be easier for you. Subtract mentally. Now whenever it's been written mentally means you need to solve using the breaking method. Okay, you need to solve using the breaking method, the thing you actually do when you break the number and you solve it separately. So whenever it's been written subtract mentally means you need to use the breaking method. You need to show the perfect solution for it. So 825 minus 8, in this case, what have I told you before? You do the rough work. Okay, you simply subtract 825 from 8. What do you get? You directly get 817. That is your direct answer. But if I want to use a method, a proper method, I'm going to use the breaking method. I always choose the bigger number. Okay, break 825 into 2 numbers. So what I did, 800 plus 25. That's as simple as it can be. Okay, then what I do, again I choose the bigger number. 800 minus 8 is 792. Okay, and then you can see there is a plus sign here. So 792 plus 25 is 817. That means that my final answer is 825 minus 8 is 817. And this is the same answer which I would get in my rough work, which was the direct way. Okay, 999 minus 799. Again I choose the bigger number. I break it into 2 numbers. 900 plus 99. Now I'm not going to use 999. Instead I'm going to use the 2 numbers I broke it into. Now 900 minus 799 is what? 900 minus 799 is 101. And 101 would now be added to 99 because I have the plus sign here. So 101 plus 99 is equals to 200. That means my final answer is 999 minus 799 is equals to 200. Okay, so this is how you do the mental subtraction. You show a particular method. Showing the method is really very important. Then we have question number 2, subtract. Now in this case we have the simple subtract. You don't really need to fuss about it. But the thing is that I have used the place value method. Now this is also pretty easy. Okay, 48 minus 25. I know. First I'm going to distribute the values to the proper places. 4 tens, 8 ones, and 2 tens and 5 ones. Now let's cancel the ones from the ones. 8 minus 5. From 8 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've cancelled 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many are remaining? 3 ones. 3 ones are remaining. That means ones is 3. 4 tens minus 2 tens. From 4 tens I cancel 2 tens. I've got only 2 tens. That means 2 tens are remaining. So 2 tens, 3 ones make 23. That means my answer is 48 minus 25 is equals to 23. 473 minus 294. I am using the place value method again. 473 minus 294. Okay. Now again subtract the ones from the ones, tens from the tens, hundreds from the hundreds. 3 minus 4. I have only 3 ones. See, 1, 2, 3, and I need to subtract 4 ones from it. So there is not enough material. So what I do, I move to the left side. I transfer 110 to the right side. Now when I transfer 110 to the right side, how many ones? How many ones is 110? 110 is 10 ones. So I have more ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I have got 10 ones and the previous 3 ones. So how many ones do I need to cancel? 4, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. How many are remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that means we have 9 ones. Then let's look at the tens. We had 7 tens before. Okay, we had 7 tens before, but when we actually transferred the 110 to the one side. So how many tens are remaining? 7 minus 1, 6. Now we have 6 tens here. And how many do you need to cancel? You need to cancel 9 tens from it. Can you cancel 9 tens from only 6 tens? You cannot do that. You have only 6 and you need to cancel 9. That's impossible. So what do? I again move to the left side. I transfer 100 to the right side. I transfer 100 to the right side. How many tens is 100? 100 is 10 tens. 100 is 10 tens. So now I have 10 tens here and the previous 6 tens. So I have a total number of 16 tens. Now can I cancel 9 tens from it? I can. So I cancel the 9 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So how many are remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 tens. So we are done with the ones. 9 ones, 7 tens. Now hundreds. In the hundreds portion, so now we initially had 4 hundreds, and then I had transferred 100 to the tens column. So I had only 3 hundreds remaining, and then again I needed to cancel the 200 from 294. So from 300 I cancelled the 200s, and finally I had 100. So my answer is 100, 7 tens, 9 ones, which is 179. So this is how you do place value method. Okay, you just transfer the hundreds or the tens whenever there is not enough material. We'll continue our lecture in the next class. Okay, so thank you.